welcome back to my channel. In my last video, I told you all the items that sold and the amount of money that I've made on my market, in my market on Saturday. And these are the numbers from Sunday. And the market styles for two different types of markets, because the one on Saturday was an event that was new to that location. So that's what you can kind of maybe expect from a market that doesn't have a reputation yet. Do they still get traffic? Are they worth your time? And I would say yes, because it was brand new, it was short, and I still made a decent amount of money. And then these numbers are from a market that happens every month. I've participated in this market before, and you may be curious if it's a monthly market and they have the same return vendors, can you still expect people to come, or do they come once, maybe twice, and then they're done that, seen that, and have no interest, so there's no traffic? So we'll be answering that question today with these sales numbers, and these are maybe figures that you could try to shoot for if you're doing a market that happens semi-regularly as well. So let's get to it. The first item that sold were my baby booties that are in my clearance bin. They sold for $10. I was just kind of practicing on that pattern, so they came out fine, but it was the only booties I had made at the time, so I put them in my clearance bin for $10 because I think my quality would be better now that I've practiced more. So yep, $10. The next thing that sold was my $2 snake, which actually isn't my $2 snake. It's an item my 10-year-old made, and because it's not technical ability is not super duper high yet, I didn't want to price it any higher, and besides was that big, 3-4 inches, but I did want to help encourage her to get better practice. So I told her I would bring it and put it in my clearance bin and try to sell it, and if it sold I would give her the money. So she did make $2, and she used that $2 to buy bubblegum. The next item that sold was also from my clearance bin. I placed my clearance bin right next to my email sign up, so if people are deals hunting, they can sign up, get their little discount, and also shop my less expensive items. It was a heart rattle for $5. That is an item I made for Valentine's Day. We're well past Valentine's Day, so to try to move it out of my inventory, I put it in my clearance bin and discounted the price on it. It's literally just a heart pattern, and I attached the heart to a wooden teether ring. So it's a super fast made. So $5 isn't too bad in my opinion. The next items that sold were sold as a set. A mommy and me set are my twist headbands. The set, when you buy 2 headbands, comes out to $30. Individually, I sell them for $18. But since the person bought 2, this was a $30 sale. She bought an adult size and a newborn baby size. And it was actually, I did not collect money for that. I collected seasoning because it was a trade between the vendor next to me. They're called smoked stuff, and the guy smokes all his stuff that he turns into seasoning. So he'll smoke his salt, he'll smoke his pepper, he'll smoke his garlic, and then make seasonings with it. Good stuff. We used it on some steak a couple days later, and yeah, highly recommend. I'm pretty sure they're online. Smoked stuff. And I make those headbands right on that machine. Each headband, including steaming it, probably takes 30 minutes. So that's a decent way to make money because I sell those normally for $18. The next thing that sold was the larger of my Chunky Boy mushrooms. He sold for $20. That's a pattern that you can find on Ribbler. I did a pattern modification and made a smaller one that sold 2 markets ago. So I was finally moving the large one. And like I said, that was $20. The flower sprite I made sold for $25. That was an Etsy pattern. The next thing I sold was one of Katie Being Creative's No-So Frogs. I sold him for $15. I don't remember if that was my burnout blanket one or my parfait chunky, but they both get a lot of compliments. It's a good pattern, and it works up quick because it's darn near a sapphire. He's got little eye bobble stitches, and then I don't even remember if he has arms and legs. I think they do, and that's just a bobble stitch, but the rest of it's just going around, and it comes out probably baseball sized. But yeah, that sold for $15. The next thing that sold was my large mushroom that kind of looks like pink cauliflower. That one's a pattern modification. It wasn't supposed to be, but I like ADHD'd out and like messed it up. So I finished it. So yeah, that I will say was originally priced higher, but like a teacher came along and she said that she was buying something for like somebody's baby shower, and she had made her or ordered her like a mushroom blanket and really liked the mushroom, but also like the pink rattle. So I told her I would give her them both for $25. So I knocked down the price of it. I very rarely knock down the price of my items, but I don't know. Sometimes somebody comes along and you just get that vibe. So you discount it, and that's what happened here. The next thing that sold was my large strawberry. It sold for $15. Then I sold my manatee for $35. That manatee also sold with my little clam and pearl. The clam and pearl was $9, and that person placed a custom order for a crochet. What's the breed? It's a dog. English bulldog. So she wants me to make her an English bulldog. I actually have to text her and get her information because she wants to like mail me a clump of like dog hair to put in it, because her dog's like getting older, so sentimental value. But yeah, I told her based on like the dogs that I've crocheted for orders on Etsy, I told her I would do it for $60. So that was just the price I came up with on the spot. Honestly, I probably should have priced it higher, but you know, $60 is fine. And she said like no hurry, so I'm not even super worried about that. I've got like 2 orders in front of it. So I'll work on that. But that was like a large order. It totaled over like $100 with the manatee and the clam and the like custom order she placed. So if you don't take custom orders at your crochet markets, maybe you should, because people like things that you might not carry, but can see that you're talented as a designer and as like a crochet artist and can order things from you, and you're leaving money on the table if you don't. Now, if you don't do custom orders at all ever, then obviously don't do this. But if you have like a custom order listing on Etsy like I do, or you're like capable of freehanding things and thought like, maybe I should try my hand at custom orders, and you have an interest, make sure you put that sign up so you can like get that kind of business. The next thing that sold was a mini bee, a yellow one, in case anybody cares. I do have colors, but the traditional bee sold this time, whereas last time it was only my colored ones that sold. There was like a blue and a purple that sold. The next thing that sold was my alien, which I was excited about because he does not get enough love, I feel like. People kind of glance right over him, and I really like him. He sold for $15, and the mini bee was $9 if I didn't say that. I think I might have. I'm like talking too much now. But Weeby Alien from Etsy. The next thing that sold was one of my large, like regular yarn octos. It sold for $12. I think the lady got pink, if I'm remembering offhand. Then the next things that sold were 2 mini octos. Interestingly, those say $10. Oh, because it was 2, because they're $5. I'm an idiot. Yeah, so 2 of my regular crochet, like regular yarn, mini octos, $5 each sold, making it a $10 sale. Then I sold 2 scrunchies for $10, 5 each. The lady who I traded with, that was in the booth next to me for the seasoning, a teething ring was also part of that order. So I got paid for that in merchandise, not money. But money-wise, I made a total of $314.76. It was a pretty good market. It went from 10 to 4. I was really shocked that I had these numbers on a Sunday, because I've not actually done a Sunday market before. I aim for Saturday because I feel like it's the busier day. So yeah, I just didn't have super high hopes. And in fact, I want to say called in, like it's a job. I guess it is a job. But I almost let the lady know that I wasn't going to come to this market because I had basically lost my voice at the market the day before. It was on like a blueberry farm, and it was like polleny. And I like had no voice and like could hardly talk. But I like felt okay, but I just sounded really bad and was kind of tired. So I was just like, maybe I won't go. It's a Sunday. It probably won't be that good. I had a decent day yesterday. But then I was like standing in my bathroom at like 5 o'clock in the morning getting ready, and I'm like, I guess I'll go since I'm already up. So I'm glad I went, because I would have left like $300 and almost $15 on the table, because obviously I wouldn't have got those sales if I did not go. So it was a really good day. And yeah, more than half my sales were through my Square card reader. I also run my cash transactions through my card reader, and it keeps track of the money in the drawer. So if you don't have a Square card reader, you need to get a Square card reader, and it'll be linked below, because you will lose sales over not having one. I do take money through PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. And I had one lady who said that she was going to pay with one of those, but then decided to use her card anyway. So even when they have that option, they'll prefer more than likely to pay with the card. So if you don't have a card reader, you should get one. It's a one-time fee to get the card reader, then you have it. They're super simple to use. I have a tutorial for how I put in my items and like process my sales. I'll link that below. So if you like need a little bit of help. And they do take fees, but I made $300 and almost $15. And they took $5 of that. What's $5 at that point? I basically gave away like one of my octos for free. Not the worst thing in the world. And I would honestly, if it took $10 in fees, considering I made $184 through my card reader just that day, and then like $10 the day before just through the card reader, I'd have paid double that in fees, because that's like a decent balance. But thankfully it is less. So yeah, if you don't have a card reader, get one. And it was a good weekend. Let me take a second and add up how much I made between the two. $376. And then let me go back to yesterday. And the app, I've got it pulled up on my computer. It was $165.04. So altogether, I made $479.80. Now, vendor fees did not come out of that. I think the first event was $40, and then the monthly event is like $25. So we'll call it like $65. So $414 between the two, and total time-wise was like 10 hours between the two. So not a bad time. And that is it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one.